So I just wanted to make this quick intro very, very quick because I just wanted to make a few notes right now, a few editor's notes. This video has been edited. A lot of jokes that were probably originally done in the original three-parter of this review have been edited or cut out. Not because I felt like they were too offensive or anything like that, but mostly because I feel like some jokes either overstayed their welcome or were not funny enough. And plus, YouTube has changed a lot with what kind of content people like nowadays, and I felt like very long-winded jokes that like I thought people might find funny just don't work nowadays, and I really want to just improve my craft as a creator since I'm trying to like start over again. And I just really want to make the best videos that I can without feeling like I'm going backwards instead of forwards. So I'm sorry if any jokes that you really liked got edited out, or some stuff that you liked in the three-parter were funnier. But I just want to improve my craft, and I just really hope you enjoy this full version of Casper Meets Wendy.
Warning! While the content being reviewed was originally intended for children, the Rabid review is not for children 17 and under. Due to foul language, adult humor, and sexual references, viewer discretion is strongly advised. All audio and video used in the Rabid review are used under the terms of fair use in criticism through the form of entertainment. Also, all audio and video used in the Rabid review are copyrighted by their respective holders. Please enjoy. Hello, my fellow Rabid ones, and welcome back to the Rabid Review. How you doing? I hope everybody's healthy. I'm okay. I'm repping my new hentai cake t-shirt, and now I am going to review a very special straight-to-video movie called Casper Meets Wendy. So, without further ado, it's review time! Casper Meets Wendy was a 1998 straight-to-video prequel to the 1995 film Casper. It was created by 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment before they were just another gem in the Monopoly gauntlet that is Disney. Please don't take me over. And Saban Entertainment. Now, if you're not familiar with Saban Entertainment, they were very famous for creating this famous franchise. That's right, they created Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the very popular television show from 1993 to 1995, starring teenagers with attitude, with the combination of fight footage from Jew Ranger, the Super Sentai series that it's based off of. Although at this point they were borrowing the Super Sentai footage from Mega Ranger, a teenage Super Sentai series, and turning it into the considered savior of the Power Rangers franchise, Power Rangers in Space, so maybe this film will have that same energy that this show did. So after going through 3 minutes and 30 seconds of credits, I'm not even kidding, that's how long the credits go, we cut to a baseball game? Question mark? And hey, isn't that Alan Thicke? As a kid, and even today, this really heavily confused me. It was as if I put in a copy of Angels in the Outfield, not Casper Meets Wendy. I mean, they even do the shot where they throw the ball. It's like the bottom of the ninth. He hits the ball, and it's out of here. And everybody's cheering, having a good time because it's America's pastime and all that. But then, all of a sudden, everybody stops and looks up, and they see aliens for some reason. But also this guy, I'm not gonna lie, this guy made me laugh. Yeah, I'm too cool for this bullshit. And then it starts doing the thing from Close Encounters of the Third Kind where it's communicating. It's too bad they didn't have the president from Monster vs. Aliens. So after making a reference to a better movie, the ship splits off into 3 parts. We are introduced to our famous trio.
Greetings, Earthling. Can you direct me to the Roswell chili cook-off? Because I'm a little low on gas.
Damn, that's a nuclear fart even Wario would be jealous of. So the ghostly trio go around scaring all the people at the baseball field, as well as possessing this one guy who makes the scariest old face I've ever seen, and breathing the foul stench on this guy, bending his bat. And also there's some funny, stupid puns.
Time for the 7th inning. Stretch!
Also, because Fatso is a fat ass, he eats all the hot dogs and then makes another stupid joke.
It's raining dogs and dogs.
And then we are introduced to our title character right here.
See, I'm Casper, the friendly...
As the extras struggle to run out of the frame, the ghostly trio decide that after a good day's worth of scaring, they should have a long rest, just the three of them.
Oh, you mean 4, right?
Oh, right, of course, Short Sheet. Can't leave you out, otherwise he'll carry our luggage.
I wish I could just meet Christina Ricci already so I can just get horny over her and not deal with these 3 assholes. This is our villain, Desmond Spellman, played by George Hamilton, the man with the tan himself.
And you know for a dead fact he's a relatable villain when he does this to a telemarketer.
I'm calling from the International Children's Fund, and we're asking generous people like you to donate any...
Donate this, motherfucker. After murdering the telemarketer while sipping his tea, he summons his Oracle.
Oracle of the Meta, show yourself.
You summon?
Pauly Shore, guys! Fucking pow! Why this guy? Why this guy? Pauly Shore was a 90s comedian who was in such movies as Son-in-Law, Encino Man, and Biodome. All movies that did horrifically terrible, and the only reason why he was in them was because of his family legacy. Anyway, that's a story for next time. Right now, we have to see Desmond Spellman doing his daily routine.
Give me the stock quotes, the weather, and the witch rankings.
So apparently he uses this Oracle as his own personal Siri, because Siri didn't exist back then, but the Oracle also warns Desmond Spellman of a great threat.
Who could be greater than Desmond Spellman?
Wendy, ooh, the good little witch.
As Desmond Spellman scoffs at his new threat for #1 witch, the Oracle presents him with a prophecy.
Oh yes, but an exile shall change, thanks to the help of an ally most strange. Witches and spirits unite as friends. She will be the greatest and your power will end.
Obviously pissed off that a little girl is going to take over his spot, he asks the Oracle what he can do to get rid of her.
There's no adios to compare with this. Behold! The dreaded mystic abyss. Human or witch or creature not mortal. All will be lost when they step through this portal.
So we have a montage of him making a very evil potion for a very evil witch. Although I do find it funny that right about here he uses a modern day appliance to mix up the potion instead of using his hands. After finishing the potion, it creates his 2 minions, using some terrible T-1000 graphics, by the way. And they are Buggy Ding Dong and Dr. Giba? Desmond Spellman tells them where to find Wendy, they show off their really bad CGI gats, and then they move on their merry way as we are introduced to our second main character of this story.
It's not for another 3 fucking years. Shut up! Shut up!
This is Wendy the Good Witch, played by pre-Lizzie McGuire Hilary Duff, as she's looking for a very special present, which she eventually finds in a cupboard, transforms into her outfit, and then goes outside to meet this person. But, unbeknownst to her, her aunts, played by Terry Garr, Shirley Duvall, and Catherine Moriarty, anyway, are mixing up a potion for this person as well. By the way, because the film fails to mention their names properly throughout this film, I'm going to let you know now that Catherine Moriarty is Gert, Shirley Duvall is Gabby, and Terry Garr is Fanny. The person both the aunts and Wendy were waiting for was the paperboy. She gives the gift to the paperboy while the aunts prepared a prank for the paperboy. Wendy, pissed her opportunity of getting a new friend went awry, she reverts the spell back to her aunt.
Now that's hard copy. Yeah!
Rudely, the paperboy runs over Wendy's gift that he was going to give him, and she goes to confront her aunts.
How could you do that? No wonder I don't have any friends.
Oh, really? Well, I just don't like the way he flings our paper.
Well, then just tell him.
Talk to the hand, because the witches ain't listening.
What?
Wendy Pooh, wake up and smell the potion.
Get used to that one type of line. It comes up several times throughout the entire movie.
We don't explain, we get even.
You mean like this? They should love me all the more, huh?
We don't have to love you. We're family.
American families in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, or in this case, Makuza family. Desmond's henchmen end up at the house. The witches threaten them, which does not sit very well with the henchmen.
And here I thought Desmond Spellman told me that you was gonna be so cooperative.
Desmond Spellman?
Did that second-rate warlock seriously take my gimmick? Uber kill. Wendy then threatens the henchmen, which make them make this game show reference.
I'll take mounty little witches for 500.
And you hate the daily double.
The henchmen start blasting away as if they're frickin' working for Astronema and Power Rangers in space and just blowing up everything. But then Wendy eventually gains the upper hand by turning their guns into water guns, then locking them away in a cage, and then flying away like a butterfly in the sky. Meanwhile, the ghostly trio and Casper end up going to Sunny Bright Resort.
Hey, this cabin looks nice.
Yeah, and it's empty too.
Hey, knock it off, you guys. There's already someone here.
I don't see anyone.
To you!
After scaring away the people out of the cabin, Casper asks why they can't be a little bit more friendly, while the ghostly trio gives them their proper response back.
Drop dead! The only good fleshy is a scared fleshy, because they can't scare back.
Except for witches.
What's wrong with witches?
Wake up and smell the coffin.
See, I told you it was gonna come back again.
Witches are fleshies with power.
As Casper is forced to do his uncle's biddings, we are then introduced to this guy, Larry Tolby, played by Roger Holston. Why am I even mentioning him in this video? Because Saban seriously has a thing with trying to make the next Bulk and Skull. And wouldn't you know it, the ants and Wendy end up hiding out in the same resort as Casper and his uncles. Ooh, I hope hijinks ensues. They go up to the front desk to get a cabin, but they end up getting some bad news.
But I just gave my last cabin to that woman.
So Aunt Gert decides to put matters into her own hands. Wendy tries to stop her and fails, and she ends up transforming the woman into a goat!
I've had a change of mind. Goodbye.
So after sabotaging that woman's vacation, they realize that they don't blend in, so they do a changing montage.
Shake it, nobody's gonna stop us, and nobody's gonna save the day. Never get the chance again. Something to me about it.
I be witchin'.
What's your profanity?
As Wendy and her aunts are walking over to their cabin, she runs into...
Wait. Hi, I'm Josh.
Why does that kid look familiar? Wait, it's Justin from Power Rangers Turbo!
Mighty engines roar, turbo charge for more. Drive 4 on the floor. Go! Power Rangers Turbo, go! Power Rangers Turbo, go!
So Justin tries to slip into Wendy's DMs. Aunt Gert finds out and then scolds her, letting her know that she cannot talk to anybody or else they'll get caught, when Wendy brings up a fair point.
But why are we running from this Desmond guy? Why don't we just all go confront him?
Better to confront a nuclear missile.
Okay, Gert seriously saw Dr. Strangelove one too many times to come up with that conclusion. So Desmond's henchmen come back from their failed mission, which does not sit very well with Desmond.
Where have you been?
Oh, well, this diner had a breakfast special, see? And...
Where is Wendy?
She gave us the slip?
I'm going to have to go to Plan B.
Desmond then reveals that he has a secret supercomputer in the back of his room that monitors the entire world.
Now, if those witless witches use any high-level magic, this little gizmo will pinpoint their location. Now, watch.
While Stinky makes Casper load up on food for the ghostly trio, Wendy, Gert, Fanny, and Gabby settle in their new cabin while they're hiding away. But the ants decide they want to fix the place up, so the ants whip up a spell to make the changes.
All right. Which is one?
Which is all. Zippity zappity, let's get that wall.
Wonderful.
Because Wendy's ants use such a powerful spell, Desmond's computer tracks them.
Yes, it's them. Quickly write down the coordinates.
Aunt Gert then makes that realization, tells them to stop and duck and cover. This way the signal gets weak and it's harder for Desmond and his goons to track the witches.
Alright, I think we're safe.
Right, not if you're on the bottom.
Oh, that's what she said.
Now, from now on, we all have to be very, very careful.
But I can't even tie my own shoelaces without magic, or do my algebra, or brush my teeth, or play the glockenspiel.
I just gotta ask this question because for some reason the 90s had this obsession with this musical instrument. So I'm just gonna ask the question. What the fuck is a glockenspiel? It's just a German xylophone? Why the fuck were we obsessed with this?
We can still do little stuff, pranks, rashes. We just can't do the big stuff anymore.
If we have to quit, so does she.
Hey!
Come on, cough it up. Come on.
Fine.
So after Wendy's ants take away Wendy's wand, they decide to do a little quote-unquote scouting and head over to the pool.
I'll get my swimsuit.
You're not taking one step outside this cabin.
Desmond finds you, he'll turn us all into pumpkin guts.
And don't trust anyone.
I'm starting to feel like I'm in the Witches Protection Program.
Well, that was the most 90s sitcom interaction I've ever seen since Full House. So as Wendy puts away her laptop and grabs her wand, yeah, good job protecting that, ants, she looks outside, yearning to be out there with everybody else, and mopes. Meanwhile, Casper and his uncles start feasting.
It's delightful.
It's deluxe.
It's the last you'll see of it.
Just can't get enough of those stupid puns, can you, fatso? Before the ghostly trio and Casper start feasting, they trick Casper into getting napkins, which results in the ghostly trio secretly eating the entire stash.
You scarfed everything.
No. We left the wrappers.
Okay, that one was a good joke. Casper tries to defend himself for what happened, but can't do it, and ends up going outside and sulking.
This vacation stinks. It isn't fair.
It isn't fair.
Well, that was a hell of a coincidence. So she sees Justin come out of his cabin, which makes her very excited, and she goes out to find him. So she finds Justin at a nostalgic gaming center, and he gives her the cold shoulder.
Crud! Thanks for messing me up. Oh, hi. Got a quarter?
That's what's real in the streets when it comes to treating women correctly. I know you're only 12 years old, but damn it, this is why almost half of the women in the world right now just want to murder straight men. It's because of niggas like you. Please note, I'm only making a joke.
Sorry. No problem.
Hey, Jerk, this is my game.
Man, not being a ranger turned Justin into a big asshole.
That wasn't very nice.
Watch me wipe out these commanders.
It's Mortal Kombat. There's no fighters for you to shoot.
Yeah, nuke 'em, wax 'em, fry 'em.
Again, it's Mortal Kombat.
Hot laser, you wimps.
Alright, that's it. I've had it. Okay, you see that M on the bottom? You see that me over there? And you see how it matches with that over there? For the last motherfucking time, it's... Wendy, realizing that Blue Turbo Ranger is being an asshole, walks away, but not before getting a little comeuppance. After proving how much of a cuck Justin was being, our faded team-up happens.
Oh, I just wanted someone to talk to.
Join the club.
A ghost! Don't you come any closer, you!
Oh, wait, I won't hurt you.
I'm warning you, I've got a wand and I'm not afraid to use it.
A witch! A witch!
Ah, that went well.
After the faded gathering doesn't go quite as planned and they keep sizing each other up, Casper makes the first move.
Are you really a witch?
Yeah, what of it?
Nothing. I just didn't know witches were so cute.
Damn, even Casper trying to slip into Wendy's DMs up in here? Alright. Fair point.
I was always told ghosts were spooky and mean, you know?
But not me. In fact, I'm friendly.
My aunts say never trust what you can't see.
But you can see me. And I certainly can see you.
Look at this white-ass ghost trying to be slick right now. I see you. So after Casper and Wendy get properly acquainted, they show off their powers by Casper inflating himself and turning into a DeviantArt page picture. And then later, Wendy turning this cardboard cutout into a dancing cardboard cutout. Casper makes this point.
I can't believe my uncles are so wrong about witches.
There are other ghosts here?
All they ever want to do is scare people and boss me around.
Tell me about it. My aunts treat me like I'm a nobody.
Guess we have a lot in common, huh?
Yeah, we kinda do. Would liking him be considered necrophilia? So we get a very 90s montage of Casper and Wendy having some fun around the resort, including Wendy pranking Casper's uncles and Casper pranking Wendy's aunts by jumping into the pool and doing a cannonball, and we get this pretty funny joke actually.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm not. I guess I'm not.
Although there's this one part of the montage where Wendy's having trouble shooting a bow and arrow, and then when she finally shoots it, she manipulates it with her powers and then scares people with it. And I'm not gonna lie, I really hope that arrow isn't sharp. Otherwise, this has just turned into a fucking horror movie. What just happened to the review? God damn 2000s jump scares. Can we just get back to the review already? Shit. Alright. After that, let's just end our 90s ass montage with the thumbs up. Yeah. And see Casper and Wendy talking about their relationship.
Casper? Yeah? It doesn't make any sense. I have no friends. None. And my family treats me like I'm sludge.
I hear that.
And then you come along, and I finally feel like I'm somebody. But I'm supposed to hate you.
See, I know this movie is trying to tackle the whole idea of prejudice and everything like that in this movie for children, but I have to say something. At least in the beginning of the movie, the uncles explain that witches have powers, and that's why they don't like them. But they never fully explain at any time in this movie why witches hate ghosts. And it really bugs the hell out of me, even to this day.
But we still are friends, right?
Wendy, friends doesn't come close to describing how I feel.
I'm gonna tell all my Rule 34 friends that I am dating a ghost. After Casper and Wendy realize that if their uncles or aunts find out that they're friends, that they'll have to leave each other, they try to figure out a way to make sure that they can stay friends.
If we just got them together somehow. I just know that they'd get along.
And I know just the way.
Oh god, Neil Saban's desperation is starting to show again.
It's limbo time. Only you can put the bride in sunny bright.
So after Gert chokes out the love child of Book and Skull and then flirts with the Cabana Boy.
Madam.
I am telling you on Twitter. Wendy, in a brown trench coat and hat, because I think putting her in a red one would get her sued by PBS and Carmen Sandiego, finds her aunt so that Casper and Wendy could put their plan in motion.
Wendy, what are you doing here?
I had to tell you something.
What could possibly be so important that you would risk our safety?
There's a dance tonight.
Dance?
Groovy.
The monkey. The swim. The electric slide.
The funky chicken. Did somebody say fried chicken?
Kentucky Fried Chicken is the chicken for you and me. Da! As she walks away, she runs into a person she really didn't want to run into.
Oh, hi, Dollface.
Ginger!
Get a clue.
Hey, you better be nice, or I won't take you to the dance.
Horse. Besides, I met someone else.
Look, you're going to the dance with me, and that's that.
Josh, you are way behind on 90s dating rituals.
Girl, he has no dating ritual. So after that terrible display of trying to get a girl, she tells him off by spraying her with ketchup with her magic, then tripping him onto a woman who was trying to sunbathe, while her beefy boyfriend gets pissed at him and throws him into the pool.
Enjoy your bath, Joshy.
Meanwhile, Desmond contacts his other people to find Wendy, but has no luck, and exploits the PG rating.
Damn. Oh, damn.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
So Desmond consults with the Oracle on his computer and figures out why the Oracle can't tell him where Wendy is.
Don't get miffed, just find a girl, just ain't my gift. But if there is one fact that I can boast, Wendy has meant a boo 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 boo, a friendly ghost.
Casper puts his end of the plan in motion by telling his uncles that he really wants them to teach him cool scaring tricks, and specifically tells them about possession.
We hold the time record for inhabiting fleshies.
I just read in the Grimace Book of World Records that someone broke it.
NANI?!
Boys, we gotta reclaim our title.
How about at the big dance tonight?
You're on.
So the ghostly trio decide to possess that one guy from Mad TV, that one fat guy from Van Wilder, and that one weird teacher from That's So Raven.
Yep, that's me.
I'm pretty sure you can guess who possesses who, but just in case you try to call me out on continuity bullshit, Stretch possesses the Mad TV guy, Fatso possesses the Van Wilder Fatso, and the That's So Raven
That's me.
teacher gets possessed by Stinky.
Casper, start the timer.
Mark.
So the ghostly trio make their grand entrance to the dance, as well as Wendy's aunts, who kind of look like the three Ednas, Divine, Harvey Feinstein, and John Travolta. Although, with the way that crown looks on Fanny, she kind of looks like the Chrysler Building. As you may guess, with all these colorful characters all mashed together, hijinks ensues. Like Stinky sneezing on a woman, Fatso stuffing his face with food while having a conversation with the lawyer from the first Casper movie for some reason, and Stretch ending up on the Me Too list multiple times, although he does get smacked in the face for it. Okay, can I please see that for each time he pinched a woman's ass? Oh, and make the last one an epic slow-mo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smacks! The witches also hit on this one guy, which gives him one of the lamest excuses to leave.
I gotta go, kill some bugs.
So Casper and Wendy finally meet up with each other and set their plan in motion by first changing up the music and also shining the spotlight on the two ants so that the ghostly trio notices them.
Maybe it's just this body, but those chicks look extra crispy.
Cool. I second that emotion.
As the ghostly trio head on over to the ants to dance with them, we have a very extremely meta moment where the lawyer from the first Casper movie comes over and asks the ant who played Miss Crittenden to dance.
Would you like to dance, ma'am?
Scram, loser. Can't you see a real man approaches?
So Stretch dances with Gert, Fatso dances with Fanny, and Stinky dances with Gabby. While this is happening, this gives Casper an idea.
Come with me, Wendy. There she is. Let's see who this hunk is that she dumped me for.
I'm getting really sick and tired of my mom tweeting about that greaser who pinched her ass. So then Casper puts on his big ghost pants and asks her out on a dance.
Would you like to dance?
Really? Right here?
Over there.
Cool, okay.
So Wendy changes into a dress, Casper drags her up to take her to the gazebo while a very familiar song plays.
Hold on.
Why does that sound so familiar, yet so obscure? Wait, I know what it is, but it's gonna transform me into a Did You Know 90s guy. Did you know that this was originally a song that was played in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3 episode, The Potion Notion, where Rita and Zed sent a monster that would force people to fall in love, although originally it was based off a Japanese yokai called the Kasha, which is an anthropomorphic cat-like being that burned people, which was originally from the Super Sentai series Ninja Sentai Kakurenja, which is also the basis for the Alien Rangers. As a matter of fact, the Alien Rangers... Okay, well, with that being said, we'll be right back after these messages. Casper and Wendy end up at the gazebo, and Casper changes into his best James Bond impression. And as they're dancing, Casper gets a little bit of the jitters.
I don't dance very good, especially when someone's looking. Hold on. That's better.
Although this is a major continuity error from the original Casper movie, but whatever. As Casper and Wendy are finishing their romantic dance, Justin appears and he finds them when he makes this little comment.
So you'd rather dance alone than with me, huh? Who's that?
Nobody important.
Sure sounds important.
Meanwhile, at the dance, Casper's uncles can no longer hold their possessions, which make them sprout some pretty weird O-faces, and end up making a huge mess of the party, which brings a whole new meaning to the word party crasher. Casper and Wendy make this realization and go to find out what the problem is.
Oh, it's been too long. They're losing control.
So the ghostly trio go outside so they can unpossess themselves, which accidentally exposes their secret.
Earwax.
I made out with Firesteed! I made out with Travolta! I made out with Divine. Casper and Wendy tried to explain themselves.
Do you mean to tell me that you have been hanging around with this floating roll of toilet paper?
Get away from her before she gives you what?
I will not let you associate with this puff of secondhand smoke.
That's rich coming from a disenchanter.
Go rattle your chain.
Go peddle your potions.
Oh, make us, you big Dairy Queen butt.
Oddly, that was the most original insult.
In the name of the great sorcerer Nagamo, I command turn these spirits into beanbags.
Just a second.
1, 2.
Run away!
3. What was all that? It was a bluff.
Shit, I thought she was being for real. After that, Wendy gets reprimanded by her Aunt Gert that she's affiliating with the enemy, so they punish her and send her back to her room while she convinces the aunts that she's gonna fix everything. Later that night, Casper and Wendy meet up where Wendy spills the beans on why her and her aunts are hiding away and makes Casper pinky promise not to tell.
But you promise you cannot tell anyone. Got it?
Cross my heart and hope to live.
Wendy then tells Casper that they can't use any big magic because if they do, Desmond Spellman will find them and throw them into the mystic abyss. Wendy then explains to Casper while he's hiding under a mink coat so nobody sees him that he needs to talk to his uncles so they can stay away from her aunts and they won't have any issues.
Well, sure, but you see, I'm not very good at standing up to them.
Just put that on your corkboard for right now. That'll come back later. So Casper goes to confront his uncle so he can make sure they stop bullying the ants, and it goes about as you would expect.
Who do you think you are?
Let's get him.
Right now.
Wake up and smell the funeral roses.
Oh, that's 3 times! 3 times they made this joke in this entire review. It's like they couldn't come up with something new for the fucking script.
Listen!
Why are you protecting them?
Because they can't use their powers.
As you saw, Casper accidentally lets the cat out of the bag, and the ghostly trio decide to get a little revenge.
For glory!
For honor.
Formerly known as Prince.
Stretch then throws Casper into the toilet so he can't warn Wendy or the other witches.
Maybe he's sick. He looked a little flushed to me.
The ghostly trio end up in the witch's cabin and warn them to leave.
This is our vacation spot, see?
So make like Michael Jackson and beat it.
You guys better get out of here before we turn you into a year's supply of diapers.
You broom jockeys can't use magic.
What?
You don't scare us, we scare you.
Get him, boys!
So the ghostly trio end up going on a scaring spree against Wendy and the rest of the witches when Wendy had finally had enough.
They were fast when I was faster. Paint these ghosts with a coat of Casper.
However, since she did use a powerful spell, she gets caught by Desmond.
Got you little hex hammer, and I'm going to destroy you.
So the ants and Wendy have a premature celebration while Justin steals Wendy's wand, and they realize that because she used a powerful spell, they have to leave because Desmond's on their trail. Casper finally gets to Wendy's cabin, probably smelling like septic sludge, and he tries to warn her about his uncles, but obviously he was too late, and they end up getting into a fight because they always have to get into a fight in the beginning of the third act of these kind of movies. And I'm not gonna lie, the only thing that really irks me about this scene is that Wendy really makes it seem that Casper did this on purpose and that it's all his fault, when he literally stated not too long ago.
You see, I'm not very good at standing up to them.
So I feel like this scene's a little too harsh. Oh, and Casper gets jealous of Justin because he's playing with Wendy's wand, and the only reason why they put this scene in is because for later in the third act. Casper returns home sulking while his uncles reprimand him. Casper then tells him about the warlock Desmond Spellman trying to go after the witches and that they need to help them.
No way!
No, how?
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
You three love to act nasty and talk big and be selfish. But tonight, you did something I'm never gonna let you forget. You cared about those witches.
He said you got no nipples! The ghostly trio denies what Casper says, and Casper is left all on his own. Meanwhile, Desmond Spellman and his two goons arrive at the resort looking for the witches. Wendy, realizing her wand is missing, tries to find it, but the ants want to get away from Desmond. However, the two goons are hot on their trail, and since apparently they can't just fly away because they'll spot them, they have to find another way to escape them. They do this by disguising themselves as housemaids and leaving the house, even though clearly that's their hair and somehow they're dumb enough to not recognize them. However, there is a snitch in their midst.
They went that way.
So the witches make it to the main lobby where they can escape when, unfortunately, here's Desmond! How dare you mistake my Egg McMahon reference for a Shining reference? Desmond then cockily tells the witches that an oracle prophesied that Wendy would become a greater witch than Desmond. Then he coyly plays around with them and also tells Wendy that he has to kill the witches too because he can't have relatives wanting revenge.
Hold it right there, bucko.
Wendy tries to go to Casper, but is stopped by the goons, and Desmond stops the witches.
Yada, yada, yada. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family.
Desmond then realizes that Casper is the ghost from the Oracle's prophecy, and then makes this sly comment towards Casper.
Ghost? Defending a witch? Now I've seen everything.
Really? Have you seen a man eat his own head? No. Then you really haven't seen everything, now have you? You shall pay the price for your lack of vision! So after Emperor Spellman blasts Casper away, Casper realizes Wendy needs her wand. Casper then finds Justin and his dickhead friend outside, scares the ever-living piss out of them, which accidentally transforms them into horses for some reason. Yeah, I know, I've been saying it a lot this whole review, but this might as well what the review should be called. Just for some reason, shit happens throughout this movie! Then Desmond recites the longest Alohomora spell I've ever seen to open a door, which opens the door to the Mystic Abyss, which I swear takes like 3 minutes, but it's only a minute, but it's like the longest opening to like any gate I've ever seen in a damn movie!
Mystic Abyss.
So as Desmond and the henchmen are about to throw Wendy into the Mystic Abyss, Casper appears with Wendy's wand, and the goons try to stop him, as well as Desmond try to get a few shots into Casper. Unfortunately, though, Casper gets hit by Desmond, and he tries to throw the wand to Wendy, but one of the henchmen catches the wand. Wendy then summons her broomstick that acts like a dog so that the broomstick can get the wand back and beat the ever-living piss out of Desmond's goons.
Cockshot.
So Wendy finally picks up her wand and shoots a spell at Desmond, but it seems to have no effect at all on Desmond.
Oh, it's not bad, but not nearly as powerful as me.
As Desmond Wingardium Leviosa Wendy into the Mystic Abyss, the ants try to stop him, but unfortunately are caught by the goons, and Desmond traps Wendy into the Mystic Abyss. Gordo, Miranda, I don't feel so good. But Casper wakes up and springs into action by grabbing one of those guardrail things you see in hotels and goes after Wendy. Desmond, assuming that Casper won't reach Wendy in time, magically puts on his jacket and starts sealing the door to the Mystic Abyss. But Casper reaches out for Wendy, even though with that face it looks more like he's gonna kill Wendy and not save her. Wendy finally grabs his hand and grabs onto the guardrail. Bitch, we're literally getting sucked into another dimension or whatever the hell this thing is. Just shut up and hang on! The ants finally get the upper hand and shoot a spell at the goons, which leads them to... So Gert, Fanny, and Gabby try to shoot Desmond with a spell, but it doesn't do anything. So in retaliation, he transforms the ants into things that they don't like.
What knockers? Oh, thank you, Doctor.
They transform back into their former selves, but Desmond is not through with them yet. So it looks like the ants are gonna get a really bad rude awakening from Desmond when all of a sudden, a three-eyed creature appears out of nowhere, which scares Desmond so much that he accidentally into the Mystic Abyss below, but not before running right into Casper and Wendy and failing to try to grab them. And obviously the ants' saviors were the ghostly trio. Realizing that Casper and Wendy are still trapped in the Mystic Abyss, the ghostly trio hold open the door while the witches go after them. However, the guardrail slips, but in the nick of time, the witches grab the guardrail and pull Wendy and Casper out of the Mystic Abyss. So the ghostly trio makes sure that Casper is okay, and the ants make sure that Wendy's okay and have a big hug. The ants thank the ghostly trio for saving them and Wendy, and the ghostly trio admit that they had a good time hanging around with the ants earlier. But then the Oracle, Polly Shore, has one more thing to say to the witches and the ghost before they leave.
Desmond is now gone, and Wendy is the greatest! She did something no other can boast. This little witch befriended a ghost. So Wendy is the greatest. It is her I select. Someday she'll be queen. So show some respect.
Okay, hearing that and seeing the ants kiss ass to her after that, I feel like she's gonna become a Lord Voldemort, not a kind queen. Better keep an eye on her, ladies. So the witches decide that it's time to leave the resort, but Casper steps in the nick of time so that he can say a heartfelt goodbye to Wendy.
Listen, I just wanted to say I'm really gonna miss you.
Oh, next week you'll save some other girl from a swirling vortex of doom and you'll forget all about me.
Actually, I save a girl from her self-destructive father who died because he got drunk and then got turned into a ghost by using a primordial soup mix to transform him back into a human. But apples and oranges.
Don't even get me started with this asshole. So Wendy magically transports all the luggage that the ghostly trio made Casper carry and is totally making them not carry these luggages against their will. Lays a fat kiss on Casper and they fly away like a butterfly in the sky. Dr. Geepa and Buggy Ding Dong end up working for Larry Tolby, again, for some reason, and we get our final line from Casper.
So long, Sunny Bright Resort. It's been real friendly.
Interestingly enough, there were some very famous voice actors in this movie who played the ghostly trio. For example, Stretch was played by Jim Ward, who is most famous for playing Quark in Ratchet & Clank. Bill Farmer, who played Stinky, was the current voice of Goofy. And Jess Harnell, who most of you may know, who also played Fatso, also played Wacko Warner in Animaniacs. Crazy, right? Okay, I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please like, share, and subscribe. This was a very, very long video, but I know for a dead fact I'm never going to do a video like this again, possibly. So until next time, guys, stay rabid, and remember, Yakko spelled backwards is okay.